Hello and welcome to our fourth video of UI UX design course. In this video, you will learn the responsibilities of a UI UX designer by considering it in a freelance or company environment. You will learn the difference between them, also the pros and cons of each environment. So let's get started. As we have already discussed what a UX UI designer does in our third episode, you already know a UX UI designer delivers web flows, user flows, wireframes, and prototypes. But things are not exactly as it is. Deliverables can be different depending on the platform and client you work with. There can be two sources from which a UI UX designer gets a job. It can be a freelance and it can be a company. Let's discuss freelance first. While working on freelance like Fiverr, most of time you will get jobs like these. I need screens designed or redesigned for my app or website. Now you might be thinking how you will implement design without research. Mostly the clients are unaware of things like index user research, user flows, etc. They just want screens to be designed that looks good, feels good, and easy to use for the audience that they thought in their mind. They might not afford interviews and other research expenditures. So your job is to deliver them screens. That's the reason they have low budget for screens mostly. As a beginner, you will face these kind of clients. But what's the solution? Well, I would recommend you follow the procedure that I told you. This will give you some experience and you will understand the whole thing. For research, use your friends, just ask them questions about product casually. Create an online survey and share it with your friends through WhatsApp, Facebook, or any social media platform that you use. Then create user personas, user flows, wireframes, and final UI. You can skip some steps depending upon client deadlines. Of course, you are doing more than they pay, but think positively here. Don't lose your good hope. Tell them the whole procedure you took and share with them the other graphics you have designed. Here you have to keep in mind that you can skip some steps in the research and analysis, but your main purpose is to design screen well. Of course, they will be happy if you provide them extra, but their main concern is final screens. They will ask you for revision until you provide them a good UI that satisfies them. It should be like they wish. Okay, so what benefit you have while working with these type of clients? The first benefit is that you gain experience while following the whole procedure. Then add everything to your portfolio. Mostly these type of clients allow you to add your work on portfolio. Also, you will get a great review on your profile, and of course you will get a money, at least a motivation to work for next time. Now let's discuss the second scenario. While working on a company, that's completely different scenario. There is a team for each task, as I have already discussed in my second episode. There are type of designers working for a company. Size of team is directly proportional to the size of company. Larger companies will have a larger number of teams and vice versa. Now let me share with you the pros and cons of each. In a large company, it's harder to get hired as a beginner unless you are highly lucky and brilliant at the same time. While in freelance, it's a little bit easier. In companies, you are bound to working hours, while in freelance, there is no working time. You are the boss, you decide it for yourself. If I talk about balanced life, in freelance there is no discipline and you live an unbalanced life. In companies, you learn teamwork. Mostly there is no teamwork in freelance. At last, if I talk about earnings, according to my experience while working in a company, you are bound to a salary, but in a freelance, you can work how many hours you can. That's dependent on you. It may be less, but can be high. So I would vote freelance here. To be very honest with you, and that's very important. According to my experience, if you are kind of an introvert person, let me first define an introvert here. Introvert is a person who gets a 220-volt of shock while receiving a call. If you feel so, then you are an introvert person. And then, in my opinion, if you are an introvert, freelancing is best for you. But just don't rely on freelance. As a designer, you would have to create passive income also. Here, I would also like to mention that there is another type of environment which is agencies or local companies. They are pretty hard to work with. You will get great exposure there as a newbie and a lot of pressure to handle. but it would be a stair for you to your success. Same case is for small or local companies. Small or local companies or agencies have almost same kind of environment. Now as a beginner, I would advise that it is a better option to join some local companies or small companies. Then you have some experience, then later you can join freelance because you have some portfolio and some projects where you can showcase your portfolio on some websites and you can work on freelance. Then later, once you have experience and great skills, then you can definitely apply for jobs on large scale companies. Well, I think that's it for now. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it has given you a clear understanding of the responsibilities of a UI UX designer in different work environments. Stay tuned for more informative videos, and in the next video I will tell you about the UI UX design process. So I will see you there. Thank you very much for watching.